The text came through at 2 a.m. while I was on assignment in Seattle. Mom, finally did something about that house of yours. You're welcome. I stared at the message on my phone, lying in the darkness of my hotel room. The house. My house in Aspen. The secluded lodge I'd bought 2 years ago. Mom, what do you mean? Did something about it. We sold it. You were never there anyway. Always traveling for that job of yours. The money will help your sister with her wedding. I sat up so fast I nearly dropped my phone. You sold my house. Don't be dramatic. We used that old trustee access you gave us years ago. $1.5 million cash. We split it with Violet for her launch. My hands were shaking. Trustee access from before I went undercover. A document I'd forgotten to revoke. Mom, stop the sale immediately. It's done. Closed yesterday. Stop being selfish. Family helps family. Drop a comment and let me know where you're listening from and what time it is for you right now. I'd love to know who's part of our community. I immediately called my supervisor, Chief Deputy Avery. He answered on the third ring, his voice rough with sleep. Dahlia, this is the middle of the night. Sir, we have a problem. My family just sold my property in Aspen. There was a pause. Your property? The lodge. Yes, sir. Jesus Christ. The one we've been using for witness protection. Sir, for the Vargas cartel case. Another pause, longer this time. How long ago? They closed yesterday. Your sale. 1.5 million. Who's in the house now? According to the last report, Opal and her 2 children. They're scheduled to be there for another 3 weeks before relocation. And your family sold a federal safe house to who? I don't know yet, sir. My mother just said cash buyers. Dahlia, get back to DC immediately. I'm activating the emergency response team. We need to relocate Opal and figure out what the hell just happened. This isn't just theft. This is a breach. I caught the first flight out of Seattle. By the time I landed, it was 10 a.m. and my phone had 17 new messages from my mother. All variations of, "Why are you being so dramatic?" and "You're ruining Violet's moment." I ignored them all. I drove straight to headquarters. Chief Deputy Avery was waiting in the secure conference room with legal counsel. "Sit," he said. "Tell us everything." I explained the trustee access, my parents' involvement, the sale without my consent. As I spoke, I watched their expressions shift from concerned to furious. "Let me make sure I understand," legal counsel said slowly. "Your parents sold a property that's been registered as a federal safe house for the past 18 months. A property currently housing a protected witness and her family in the Vargas organized crime case. And they did this without notifying anyone." "Yes, sir." "Who bought the house?" "I don't know yet. My mother mentioned 1.5 million cash, which is significantly below market value for that property. It's worth over 5 million. Avery's jaw tightened. 1.5 million cash for a $5 million property. That's either incompetence or something worse. Legal pulled up the records. The sale went through a company called Mountain View Holdings, LLC. Shell company registered in Delaware. Owners concealed. You're saying someone targeted that specific property? I asked quietly. I'm saying someone paid cash below market value for a house that happens to be sheltering a witness against the Vargas cartel. That's not a coincidence. Avery stood abruptly. We need to move Opal immediately. Dahlia, you're coming with me. We need to find out who owns that shell company and how they knew about the house. We arrived at the Aspen Lodge with a full tactical team. The protection detail met us at the door, confused. The house was sold, Avery said flatly. We're evacuating the witnesses now. We entered quickly. Opal looked up from the table where she sat with her children. Her face went pale when she saw the number of marshals. What happened? Did they find us? No, ma'am, Avery said. But we're moving you as a precaution. You have 10 minutes to pack essentials. As they gathered their belongings, Avery turned to me. Your parents, where are they now? Violet's engagement gala. Napa Valley. They're expecting me there tonight. Change of plans. We're going today. Bring a recorder. We need to document everything they say. On the flight to Napa, I opened my banking app. I needed to see the damage. I needed to understand the scale of what they had done. And there it was. A pending deposit notification, not to my account, but to a joint account I hadn't used in years, one my parents still had access to. And withdrawals. Massive ones. Transfers to wedding venues, florists, a luxury car dealership. They weren't just holding the money. They were spending it. I sat back in my seat and closed my eyes. This wasn't new. This was the pattern. For years I had been the invisible wallet. The one who paid off my father's failed business loans. The one who covered my mother's credit card debt. Just this once. The one who silently funded their lifestyle while they bragged about Violet's success as an influencer. They called me their rock. But a rock is just something you step on to get somewhere else. I thought about the module I'd read in my training about normalization of deviance. How people can accept dangerous behaviors as normal if they happen slowly enough. That was us. That was my family. I had normalized their cruelty. I had accepted that my role was to give and their role was to take. I had allowed them to view me not as a daughter, but as an asset. A resource to be mined. And when I wasn't looking, they decided to liquidate that asset entirely. They didn't sell the house because they hated me. They sold it because they felt entitled to it. In their minds, anything I owned was really theirs. My success was their safety net. My property was their piggy bank. And Violet, she demanded the best. The most expensive venue. The viral moment. And my parents, desperate to keep their golden child shining, cannibalized the only child who actually supported them. The realization hit me with the force of a physical blow. They didn't love me. They used me. And because I had let them use me for so long, they thought they could get away with selling a federal safe house. "We're landing," Avery said, interrupting my thoughts. "You ready?" I opened my eyes. The sadness was gone, replaced by a cold, hard clarity. "I'm ready." We drove to the vineyard in unmarked vehicles. The party was in full swing. A live band played soft jazz. Waiters circulated with champagne. My mother stood near the entrance, laughing with a group of women, holding a glass of wine that probably cost more than my first car. She spotted me and waved enthusiastically. Then she saw the grim expression on my face and the people with me. Her smile faltered. "Dahlia, what's going on?" I walked across the lawn, ignoring the stares of the guests. My father emerged from the crowd. Violet appeared in a white dress that looked more like a wedding gown than engagement attire. "Mom, Dad," I said, my voice steady. "We need to talk about the house." "Oh, for heaven's sake," my mother said, rolling her eyes. "Are you still upset about that? We did you a favor. That place was just sitting there gathering dust." "That place," I said, "was a federal safe house." The laughter died instantly. My mother's face went white. "What?" "The lodge in Aspen. The one you sold without my permission. It wasn't just my house. It was registered as federal property being used for witness protection." My father set down his drink. "That's impossible. You said it was a vacation rental." I said I couldn't talk about it. Because I'm a senior deputy marshal and operational security means I don't discuss safe houses with anyone outside the service. "But you should have asked us," Violet interrupted, stepping forward. "You should have told us. Mom and Dad were just trying to help. They got me $750,000 for my launch." "Your launch money came from an illegal sale of federal property," I said flatly. "That money is going to be seized as proceeds from a crime." "Crime?" My father's voice boomed. "Now wait just a minute. We didn't commit any crime. We sold a house you never used. You're always busy with work, never around for family. What were we supposed to think?" "You were supposed to think that selling someone else's property without their permission is theft," I said. "Federal property makes it a felony." "We weren't stealing," my mother cried, looking around at the guests who were now watching avidly. "We had trustee access. You gave it to us." "That access was for emergencies only," I said. "Not for funding a party." "It's not just a party," Violet shrieked. "It's my brand. It's my future. You're just jealous because you don't have a life." "My life involves keeping people alive," I said. "Your life involves spending stolen money." Avery stepped forward. "Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell, I'm Chief Deputy Avery. The sale of that property compromised an active investigation. We're looking into the buyers now." "The buyers were lovely," my mother insisted. "A nice investment group. They paid cash. $1.5 million. $1.5 million for a $5 million property," I said. "Didn't that seem suspicious to you?" "They wanted a quick sale," my father said defensively. "The agent said it was a fair price for cash." Avery's phone buzzed. He checked it, his expression darkening. Dahlia, I need to speak with you. Privately. We stepped away. Avery showed me his screen. Background check came back on Mountain View Holdings. It's a shell company. Traced directly to the Vargas cartel. My blood ran cold. The cartel bought the house. Yes. And we have wiretaps. Your parents didn't just stumble into this. They were groomed. What? Cartel scouts targeted them at their country club. They heard your father complaining about money, about needing cash for the wedding. They played on his greed. Offered him a quick deal. Your parents ignored every red flag because they were desperate for the cash. I looked back at my family. They stood in a cluster, arguing with each other. They looked pathetic and dangerous. They hadn't just been greedy. They had been weak. Their obsession with status, their desperate need to maintain appearances, had made them easy marks for a ruthless criminal organization. They thought they were powerful, making big deals. In reality, they were pawns. And because of their weakness, Opal and her children were now in the crosshairs of the very people who wanted them dead. I walked back to them. Who approached you? Asked my father. What? About the sale. Who approached you? A nice man. The club. He said he heard we had property. How did he hear that? My father looked away. I might have mentioned it. I was talking about Violet's wedding expenses. Someone suggested we had assets we could liquidate. You discussed my property, federal property, at a country club? It was just conversation. Those conversations told the cartel exactly where to find a protected witness. Cartel? My mother whispered. What are you talking about? The buyers, I said. They work for the Vargas cartel. You sold a safe house to drug lords. We didn't know. Violet cried. We just wanted the money. Exactly, I said. You wanted the money. You didn't care where it came from or who got hurt. And now, because of you, 3 people almost died. Avery nodded to the tactical team. Move in. The music stopped abruptly as uniformed officers swarmed the vineyard. Guests screamed and dropped their glasses. Violet pulled out her phone, instinctively starting a live stream. Guys, you won't believe what's happening. My sister is ruining my engagement. Avery snatched the phone from her hand. That's evidence. 2 officers grabbed my father, pulling his arms behind his back. Another 2 took my mother. Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell, you are under arrest for witness tampering and theft of government property. Sarah, stop this. My father yelled, struggling. Tell them it was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake, I said. It was a choice. You chose money over my trust. You chose appearances over safety. We're your parents. My mother sobbed as the cuffs clicked. You can't let them take us. I can, I said. And I will. You sold a mother and 2 children to their executioners. You didn't just sell a house. You sold a death warrant. Violet was screaming now as an officer detained her. My wedding. My deposits. You can't take the money. The money is gone, Violet, I said. It's all gone. They dragged them away, past the stunned guests, past the expensive decorations, past the life they had tried so hard to fake. I watched them go. I didn't feel triumph. I felt a deep, exhausting relief. The lie was over. The pretense was gone. The aftermath was swift and brutal. My parents were denied bail due to the cartel connection. The judge saw them as flight risks. Violet's brand imploded overnight as sponsors dropped her. The wedding was cancelled. The money was seized. I visited my parents one last time in the federal holding facility. They sat across from me in orange jumpsuits, looking stripped of all their pretense. Dahlia, my father said, his voice shaking. Please. You have pull. You can fix this. I can't, I said. And I wouldn't if I could. We're family, my mother whispered. Angela Moretti is family to someone too, I said. Opal is a mother. Her children are innocent. You almost got them killed. We didn't know. You didn't ask. You didn't care. You were so obsessed with your image, with your money, that you didn't stop to think about anyone else. I stood up. I'm done. I'm done being your safety net. I'm done being the one who cleans up your messes. You made this mess. Now you live in it. I walked out of the facility and didn't look back. Outside, the air was fresh. I took a deep breath. Thought about Opal. We had moved her just in time. She was safe. Her children were safe. I had planted seeds of justice. I had protected the innocent. That was my real job. That was my real family. The people I swore to protect. My parents had sown greed and destruction. Now they were reaping the whirlwind. I took out my phone and deleted their contact information. Blocked their numbers. Erased them from my digital life. It was over. The burden was gone. I got into my car and drove away, finally truly free. If you believe that loyalty must be earned and safety is non-negotiable, share this story. Follow for more tales of justice served cold.